Good morning.
Welcome.
That's the intro. This is the morning after. All right,
This
this
is
is
a
the morning.
legitimate morning after. The fans are right with us. We're feeling the aches of the weekend. We're feeling the aches.
It's a little nippy. The weekend was a little painful. I may or may not have had a couple too many beverages, and I'm not talking about water, Mitchy. But it's been a weekend. That was a solid weekend of or day of football. But more specifically, Mitchy, how are you doing?
Tell you what, I'm doing well. That was a really fun day of football, I will say. Not so much for our Buffalo Bills fans, which I did feel bad for them. They came out. We'll obviously get to the game, but yeah, I thought it was an overall a fun weekend. And in both games, the Bucs game obviously delivered a lot more than the Chiefs Bills, but I'm excited for the Super Bowl matchup for sure.
Do you do any gambling yesterday per se?
Not yesterday. Earlier in the weekend, I lost every bet
Every
that
bet.
I tried to put out there into the world.
Give the fans an update. I think that's probably a good little kickoff, little seed, right? I mean, how's your game? I mean, last time you threw a couple bucks down in the games. Obviously, everything went wrong. You lost everything. I mean, what happened in round two? Got to jump back on that old horse.
Yeah, so I consider myself to be someone that knows a decent amount about college basketball, and I thought it was a really good pick. I would make it, over and over and over again. It was one of those where it wasn't like, oh my God, I really think that was going to happen. It was so Creighton and UConn. I got UConn at +8.5. And apparently a lot of people had them at +8 because they missed a really easy shot at the end to push. Yeah, but I had +8.5, so I had that one. I had the Houston Cougars, who are awesome, -11.5 against Temple. They won that game by like 25, I think. And then the killer was that I had Kansas money line. All right, now Kansas played Oklahoma. Oklahoma's a good team. It was at Oklahoma. Kansas is number 9 in the country, though. And, I took a quick glance. I was like, that's going to be a close game. It was Kansas -1, I think. And it was a close game that Kansas lost. But I looked at the previous game. Kansas beat them by 4. So kind of my thought process there, and the fans can comment if they go differently here, right? But you play a team a second time. If Kansas is expected to win, I would be way more nervous if they like blew out Oklahoma, right? I felt like, okay, they're going to go into this game. There's no way they're thinking, oh, gee, we beat them by 20 at home. Like, we're good, right? Because then I would have expected more of a letdown. That was a very close game. They only won by 4. So I thought they're going to come out ready to roll. And I really like Bill Self. He's a great coach. But lost.
Yeah, 2 words for you, Mitchy. Rock, chalk. I think that's their thing, right? I'm learning basketball as the days go by.
Yep.
That's pretty good.
Rock, chalk, Jayhawk.
Now, remind me also, you bet a Paula on that one, right? You didn't do a straight up bet, and you won 2 out of the 3 bets, but one of them lost. So what happened to your bet?
Yeah, you lose the Paula.
Oh, you lose the Paula. Oh, no, you lost the Paula. Anyways, yeah, you hate to see it. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose them.
Mm-hmm.
Let's just jump into it. I mean, we got 2 games to cover. This is the morning after. I lost units yesterday. So I took my pill before we got on this because naturally I got fucked. Tom Brady, once again, fucked me. He's been fucking me my entire life as a Dolphins fan. And last night he thought it'd be fun again to call me up and beat me up a little bit, huh? Smack me around, huh? Call me some names, huh? Tom Brady's a scumbag. Yeah, we had Bucks Packers. That was I was not expecting that. Bucks were what? Minus. No, they were getting 3.5 on the road, and that was weird. You know what the dumbest part of all that is too? I went into this game with a totally flipped mentality over last week, and it just proves that Tom Brady can see the future and he can fuck me however he wants. But last week, Saints kill the Bucks 2 times in a row during the regular season. So I go, oh, take the Saints. They'll do it a third time. Lose. Oh, the Packers lost 38-10 against the Bucks earlier in the season. I bet you with the right time, they'll analyze, they'll make the proper adjustments, they'll come out and they'll put up a solid performance against this team. Nope, they lose again. It's like I can't win. I can't fucking win. I cannot fucking win, Mitchy. What is going on?
So I will say though that I don't think it was the Packers certainly wouldn't call it a solid performance anytime you lose. But I mean, they were 8 points down. You have Aaron Rodgers and you kick a field goal.
I'm still thinking.
I don't think they played horribly. Yeah, Tom Brady. It's funny. This is probably common with championship games in general, but on our show, Degenerates +3, I ended up picking the Packers. I also had Murphy bunting with an interception, no big deal. But I took the Packers. But like with both of these games, I don't even remember what I said on the show because I had conversations with my dad, with my buddies, and I felt like every time I talked to somebody new, I changed my mind. And I was like, I think the Bucks are going to win. It was one of those like back and forth. Right before game time, I was just like, I really want the Bucks to win. Now I was watching the game with some Packers haters, so that helps. But it's just incredible to watch what Brady's doing. I mean, he's ridiculous. There's no drop off. There's no, Drew Brees. Oh, he's so great mentally, but he can't quite make that throw. He can make every single throw still at 43. It's unbelievable. The Packers, the two big plays where you don't go for it. When you have Aaron Rodgers, I don't even care any of those quarterbacks. Like, just that's the way the NFL is now. Like, play aggressive. You're down by 8. Don't give the ball back to Tom Brady and give him a chance to end the game, right? And then, the other play was obviously the end of the first half. I mean, people jumped down the Jets' throat, right, about that throw to Henry Ruggs at the end when the Raiders beat them, that bomb.
Yeah.
That was just as bad, except it was the NFC Championship game. It's unbelievable that they just they don't have anybody over the top. Like, that's the only thing you can't let them do. I don't know how much time was left. What, 6-7 seconds?
Yeah, there was 6 seconds left.
Keep everything in front of you. There's no, I mean, you can throw a jump ball, and Brady's capable of doing that too. But the guy just ran right by him, and there was nobody there, and it was. It was a great throw and catch, but it was pretty easy by NFL standards. So that was ugly. Because then, the Bucks come back out. Now it's 28-10. And credit the Packers, they kept fighting back. But that's Tom Brady-esque, right? New England would always do that to teams. Final 2 minutes of the first half, first 2 minutes of the second half, they do something. Packers were going to try to score. They pick them off. They end up with that touchdown, and then they score right away in the second half. And it's just like that. It kills you. So, yeah.
Yeah, it's like one of those
painful for the Packers.
Mitch's movie review of the week. The fans don't even have to go back and watch the game. Come on, man. You can't give away the
Well, hopefully the fans already watched the games. If they didn't,
plot away. What are you doing that? Come on. It's insane. It's crazy. I don't know. And the dumbest part is too, I think, do you remember that 2-point conversion the Packers went for late in the game that hit Lazard right in the fucking numbers, and he dropped? I'm pretty sure if he had caught that, they would have only needed 7 at the end of the game, right? I think.
Yes, and I think that there is something with Aaron Rodgers. It might be with all great quarterbacks, but for sure with Rodgers, with his death glares and whatnot, where if it's been a certain amount of time since you've made a big play as a young receiver for him, you are like nervous when the ball comes to you because he's probably going to put it right on the money. And if you
have to put your hands up and do this, you have to catch the ball. It's crazy how that's he's going to throw the ball right at your chest, and then you have to go like that, and that's really tough,
And credit Mike Evans, he made a couple big plays, but my goodness, if a few plays went differently, people would be looking at him like, dude, catch the freaking ball. Brady's one pick, down in the red zone was a high throw, but I think that's probably why you get yourself a 6'6" receiver with a 7-foot wingspan or whatever that can jump out of the gym. Like, go get that one, man.
That was a high ball, though. By the way, I wrote about some of this in our new. By the way, Mitch, I'm the #1 syndicated blogger in America now, just so you know. I've done
Oh,
4 blogs. So call it a new
cranking them
career.
out.
Yeah, I'm ready to go. The fans are going to want to go to NG Degens. That stands for Next Gen, ngdegens.com. There's an Antony Paisan and little MITCHY STEEZ tab up at the top. Right now, we're going to obviously get you into this thing here. Yeah, I mean, it was just a crazy, crazy fucking game. You know what I'm going to do officially, by the way? I'm going to add Kevin King to the not friends of the show list because that guy couldn't stop a fucking nosebleed if he wanted to. I think that guy gave up 21 points between Mike Evans' touchdown on the first drive, which I knew the game was over in the first drive for me. I bet I took Packers money line like a fucking idiot, but that first drive, nothing, 3rd down conversion, nothing, third down conversion, nothing, touchdown. It's like this defense is just not going to show up today, I guess. I mean, thanks guys. But between that, between Kevin fucking King, Tom Brady low-key threw like 3 interceptions in like 3 minutes, I feel like, at one point in the 3rd quarter. Like, that was kind of shocking, the fact that that didn't affect the game whatsoever, basically. The decision to kick Matt LaFleur, here's a 2-for-1 special for you, bub. I don't know what the book says. I don't know what the analysts and analysts and the analysts say. You're in the NFC Championship. You're going up against Tom fucking Brady. Your defense hasn't gotten a stop all day, and you're going to kick a field goal and hope and pray that they're going to make a stop. I mean, like, how fucking stupid. I mean, what a fucking coward. What a dumb. I don't have words for it. Now, that being said, I took Packers money line, so obviously it was a personal vendetta against me. But I mean, there's just so much to break down in this game. And here's a comment for you. End of the game, Rodgers is saying, like, yeah, there's a lot of futures on this team that are uncertain, myself included. What the fuck was that about, Bob? Huh?
Yeah, so I think I'd like to start by saying I think this show should be an open forum where we do break down in depth the games. But I think it's funny that I broke down some of the important plays. You commented on how I was giving everybody a long day, and then you just recited those same plays again and made very, very, very similar points. One thing I would not be able to give a movie review on is Lenny picking up 2 Madden victories over the weekend. We'll have to talk about that over Antony. So yeah, I'm sure it's probably not, not registering for you right now, but we'll get to that. So you went 0-2, 2 straight losses. But anyway, yeah, wild game. I think for Rodgers, I mean, they draft a quarterback. So he was going in with kind of the chip on his shoulder already to this season. And then now that they didn't quite get all the way there, it's like, I don't know. Jordan Love's going to be in his 2nd year. They picked him in the first round.
They traded up for the guy.
So I don't know. Maybe Rodgers is looking at Tom Brady going somewhere else and being like, hey, I'm kind of sick of these coaches. I don't necessarily think it's that with LaFleur. I think they have a better relationship. For sure, they have a better relationship than he did with McCarthy. But I don't know. He could be fed up with certain things in Green Bay and just being like, seeing that Tom just left New England and picked it right up and he's going to the Super Bowl. So I think maybe he could go somewhere else.
It's like the most cringe thing ever, though, to even say that out loud. Like, what the fuck has Aaron Rodgers done to be able to even say that? Really, what has he done? He's been in the league for 15 years, and he's got the same exact amount of NFC championships as the guy that just beat him yesterday. Like, I just don't get. Yeah, you can throw like Aaron. We never talk about it, but Aaron Rodgers is like the biggest fucking choke artist that exists. Like, he's so good. Regular season, he plays the Jaguars. He's gonna put up 6 fucking touchdowns, 500 yards, 2 rushing. The team's gonna blow him out. He's gonna be on the bench for the 3rd quarter. He'll massacre the regular season. He'll throw 45 picks, 45 touchdowns, 4 picks, whatever. MVP. He's been to 1 Super Bowl. He's I mean, we could go back and look over the last decade. He hasn't won a Super Bowl in the last 10 years. He's really fucking good to like get to the playoffs. And then what does he do when he gets there? Nothing. Tom Brady's been in the NFC for 1 season, and he has the exact same amount of NFC championships as Aaron Rodgers. And by the way, Drew Brees as well. So like, I don't know. Like, when I hear you say that, you're like, oh, Aaron Rodgers, like he should be able to. Is he a generational talent? Yeah, but like, how about you do something with the Packers before you start making like these huge I don't know. I think that's just really fucking weird. I know you're making faces over there and you're about
Yeah.
to rebuttal with some weak commentary, but give me the goods.
I mean, all right. So he's won a Super Bowl, multiple MVPs. The guy's been incredible. I mean, I'm just thinking off the top of my head,
Right?
4th and 5 in, I believe it was at Soldier Field. Gotta have the play to go to the playoffs. What does he do? Rolls out on 4th down, 50-yard touchdown for the game winner for them to win the division.
Was
How
that the
about
regular season?
it was in the regular season to
Oh,
go?
there you go. It was the regular season.
It was a clutch moment. How about against the Cardinals that was in the playoffs, by the way. They're dead in the water.
Yeah, that's one example I thought of.
Hail Mary, touchdown. Okay, it wouldn't be one example if you count the divisional round.
He also
the
lost that game.
Championship and divisional NFC championship and the Super Bowl the year that they won. You're also forgetting very, very conveniently, one, that we are comparing him to the best quarterback of all time, who also, I know all the Tom Brady's, I love Tom Brady. I know all the stats are going viral and whatnot. You are quickly forgetting that the Patriots went through a decade drought of going to the Super Bowl. It's actually, believe it or not, Antony, I know you're just getting started with following other teams other than the Dolphins, but it's not an easy thing to make it to he barely goes to the NFC Championship game.
I think it is.
No, because you're looking at how many times we'd have to look back. How many times has the Packers defense been average to awful? Well, how about last year when they got steamrolled in the NFC or in the divisional round against the 49ers? Wait, no, that was in the NFC Championship game. They got steamrolled by the 49ers, and it was because Aaron Rodgers single-handedly brought them to a 13-3 record.
Nah,
The defense.
I don't know about that. I don't know about that. I mean, he's so good. I mean, it's like it's such a simple thing, though. I mean, all fucking year, what do they do? By the way, Devontae Adams, I think maybe deserves more of an MVP now than Aaron Rodgers. I mean, 18 touchdowns, 1,300 yards, like 125. That guy. Here's the thing. What did the Bucs do though? They injured Aaron Jones and they shut down Devontae Parker's. I mean, not Devontae Parker, Devontae Adams. I always get these two mixed up. What they shut down 2 players and that entire offense is just null and void. It's just I don't know. I think it's just kind of it's just suspect. I mean, maybe not Aaron Rodgers a fraud, but
the offense is null and void. It was 31-23. If they would just let the guy have a 4th down, he probably would have thrown a touchdown.
He scored 1 touchdown in the first half, and it was like bullshit. Like, oh, that probably shouldn't have happened.
It was a bullshit 50-yard dime.
Yeah, he threw it up. Like, it was really good coverage. Like, most of the times that guy's going to drop that ball or it's not going to be complete. Like, it was like, oh, congrats. That was a good throw. He's younger, too. Valdez, Scantling, Lazard, those young guys, they drop balls all the time. It happened like 3 other fucking times this game. I'm saying, though, they shut down.
That are right on the money. Who's throwing those balls right to them? Oh, maybe one of the best quarterbacks ever. Yeah, Aaron Rodgers.
Like, Aaron Rodgers.
You can't make the NFC Championship argument. Everybody would talk about, everybody's talking about Andy Reid now, right? Andy Reid, and rightfully so. And they're showing all the stats. Look how many NFC championships. You know what they were saying before that?
Yeah.
He can't win the big game. He was always a great coach. It's so hard to win a Super Bowl. Then he wins one with the Chiefs, and now they're like, look at Andy Reid, bow down. It's like, okay, whatever. If Aaron Rodgers was like Andy Dalton and never won even a playoff game, that'd be one thing. But he's won a ton of playoff games. He's won a Super Bowl. You just can't. You can't make that same type of comparison.
I just did. Get over it, Mitchy.
And you're saying he's not good enough to. Okay, so you wouldn't take him. You wouldn't take him for the next 3 years.
Tua Tagovailoa.
You were such
Tua.
Because your whole point is Aaron Rodgers shouldn't be able to say where he wants to go. Who would you take over Aaron Rodgers?
No, I'm saying he should be able to do that. He should be able to do that. But I'm just saying, like, he's like, oh yeah, like that, my boy Tom Brady. He didn't like what the situation, so he just up and left. Like, I want to do that. Like, you're not even the same fucking galaxy as Tom Brady. Tom Brady is like, as much as I fucking hate the guy, like, we love to throw around the GOAT term, right? Go. Oh, he's Tom Brady's probably the greatest quarterback of all time. Now, right now, Patrick Mahomes is the greatest quarterback that is on this planet actively. Like, I forgot how good the Chiefs were. Like, I pretty silly. Their offense is okay. But Tom Brady is probably the greatest quarterback of all time. I'll probably edit that out in post just so I don't end up saying that out loud. But like, I mean, that's just kind of like a factual statement. I mean, like, you're not even in the same. You couldn't hold that guy's fucking jockstrap, and it's just I don't know.
Rodgers is the one person that you can't say that with.
What are their records head to head? I mean, like, I don't. Is Aaron Rodgers ever beaten Tom
I don't
Brady?
know, but you act like there's nobody else on the field. Like Tom Brady is for sure the greatest of all time. If that's the only measuring stick, then maybe yeah, Rodgers would play second fiddle. But saying he can't hold his jockstrap, the guy's unbelievable. Like, who would you take right now as your quarterback over Aaron Rodgers?
Tua Tagovailoa. Now, if I over Aaron Rodgers,
I would take Mahomes. I would take
Mahomes.
I would take probably Herbert and Burrow because of I'm talking about because of if you're going to have them as your franchise people.
I'll take Deshaun Watson over both those guys.
Oh, I'm not listing them in order. I'm saying there's probably 5, and even most of them I'd probably be like, you know what, Herbert. No, I would take Rodgers for 3 years because who knows? But even though he's really good, but it would probably be like five quarterbacks. So for you to be like, he can't, I wasn't saying he was looking at Tom Brady leaving his team and going to the Super Bowl and saying, I'm the same as Tom Brady, but he's saying, I'm just as capable of doing that same thing. So that's what he's just keeping.
I'll say, Mitchy, AQT with Mitchy STEEZ. I'm Antony Quick Takes, all right? You're not asking me to be succinct and articulate. I didn't go to fucking college, all right? You're asking me for my quick takes, and I gave you a quick take, all right? Now you're over here. You know what you are? You're MLD. Mitchy Long Day. No, MLT. Mitchy Long Takes. MLD, MLT. Mitchy Long Takes, Mitchy Long Days. I'm over here on instigating, and you fell for the trap. Yeah, you know what
I
it
think
is?
that's what you genuinely felt, but whatever. We'll move on.
It's all, well, yes, I do, but it's all behind the veil of I put a shitload of money on Packers money line and I got fucked. So I'm just, you know what they say, hurt people. And I'm a hurt person because I lost that game. That being said, the Packers are frauds. That's just a fact. We want to move on to Bills Chiefs. I'm pretty sure I've won that entire argument. I'm pretty sure I had the hottest takes for sure. I backed it up with logic and reason. Any other commentary after that game?
No, just really good by you.
Thank you. I appreciate it, Mitchy. Thank you. Bills Chiefs. Oh, by the way, I also bet the under in that game too. So I'm cold. I'm so cold actually, Mitchy. I'm wearing a winter jacket and a hat, and it has nothing to do with the fact that my home is 50 degrees right now. By the way, fun fact, have you ever had the heat or the, not the electric, but the heat shut off in a house where you've lived before because you didn't pay a bill?
No.
Oh, because you're a responsible person. Like you have fiscal responsibility. You're a responsible person as a whole, right? Cool. Have you ever like not paid a bill for like 6 months and then like left town for like a month and then like didn't tell your roommates about it? Oh, I guess I'm in my own fucking boat over here because my house is 50 degrees. We have no hot water. I have to go over to the freaking girls next door and use their shower. They're angels, by the way. Nice ladies. Yeah, it's 50 degrees here. I'm iced out. As you can see, I still put the gold on today, obviously, but it's a little nippy over here, Mitchy, which is good. It gives me a little more grit as I go into this Super Bowl week. I'm going to make my picks hot fire. Anyways, Bills Chiefs. Before we do that, I also had a 6-unit 2-leg parlay that lost by half a point. I took under 60.5, and I took Packers plus 4.5. Packers lost by 5, Mitchy. So that's a 6-unit play gone. So I'm really thankful for that. That was awesome. All right, let's just get in. I don't want to talk about the fucking Packers anymore. I'm so fucking stupid. Bills Chiefs. What are your give me an MQT on the Bills Chiefs game.
Yeah, the Chiefs are unbelievable, and that's pretty much it.
I disagree.
It was a typical Chiefs game, I would say, where we got Cheska in the background.
Welcome. Hey, Cheska.
So, yeah, typical Chiefs game, though. You know, that's what they did every single playoff game. They got down by 2 scores. Classic, by the way, Tony Romo on the broadcast saying, unbelievable. And just like that, it's 10-0. before they kicked the extra point, and then they missed it. That was beautiful. I'm not sure if you caught that. But 9-0. Let's go. It's the Bills year. Everybody on social media felt like they were rooting for them. And then the Chiefs do what they do. And you just, you blink, you take a bathroom break, and they score 2 touchdowns. And that's what they did the whole game. You can't stop them. That long reverse for Hardman. I don't know another team that just runs reverses and it's either they just bow all the way back 10 yards in the backfield and they're just too fast, him or Hill, and he's off to the races. I mean, they just have so many ridiculous weapons. So Chiefs are excellent. I'm looking forward to seeing how the Bucs try to deal with that in the Super Bowl.
I don't know how you bet against them in the Super Bowl. I really don't. But yeah, it was funny. I was watching. I was following Portnoy in that the live stream that they were doing at the Michigan. Because live in Michigan now, which is pretty dope. By the way, I think they raised like millions of dollars in the Barstool Fund. That promo they were doing, which is fucking super cool. But I guess Portnoy had put $100,000 on Bill's money line. And then when they went up 9-0, he cashed out. He said something along the lines that was such a gambling. He's like, yeah, that was a fake 9-0. That was a fraud 9-0. He cashed out and he put another $100,000 on Chiefs team total over 34.5 and cashed it. I mean, the guy's just that is the degenerate that I aspire to be. Let me tell you. But what a fucking game that was. Yeah, I thought it was over by half because Bills go up 9-0. By the way, crazy stat. Last year, when the Chiefs won the Super Bowl, they were down in some games incredibly, very significantly in every playoff game. They came back. I think they came back from a 9 or a 10-point deficit in every single playoff game they played last year. They still, including 10-0 to the 49ers in the Super Bowl. So, you just can't get. If the Dolphins or the Bengals are down 10-0, just put us in the coffin. We're done, right? But when these guys go down, it's fucking crazy. Let me say this. AQT. As a salty Dolphins fan, all right, I just want to say, first and foremost, huge congratulations and congratulations to the Buffalo Bills organization. You really worked hard to get here. No one thought you were going to get here. And congratulations on getting to the AFC Championship. Second point, suck my dick. Fuck you, Buffalo, you pieces of shit. I fucking hate you, you scumbag, degenerate bitches. I'm happy they lost, Mitchy. They stink. I hate the city of Buffalo. Any comments?
Yeah, I think just for any of the fans tuning in, if it was not already confirmed, it is now officially confirmed that you do not listen to anything I say. Exactly what I said was
continue on.
Last year in the playoffs, the Chiefs were down 2 scores every game.
I don't think so.
And then you're like, listen to this. This reminds me of last year.
I don't think you listened to that because I was like, listen to this. And you were like, oh, I'm just not going to listen.
No, I did listen. You just repeated what I already said. It wasn't 10-0. I can fact check it. I believe it was 20-10 in the Super Bowl. They were down. I'll go check that for you real quick.
So.
You talk for a few minutes, and I'm going to go see how that game broke down.
Yeah, go ahead and do that real quick, Mitchy.
I think it was 20-10.
Yeah, go ahead and do that. Go ahead and do that. Here's the thing. You can bring all the logic, all the reason. We'll replay the tape. And I'm confident I'm gonna become the victor when that happens. But you can bring all the logic and reason, Mitchy, that you want, all the evidence, all the proof as you'd like. I won't listen and I won't confirm it. You can't beat me. But anyways, the Chiefs are really, really good. I had Travis Kelce over 7.5 receptions prop. I saw something on Instagram because that's usually how I make most of my bets because I'm a fucking idiot. But his over, by the way, Travis Kelce, dominant. I think the Bucs are really going to be able to shut him down because the Bucs have 2 of the best linebackers in the league. But yeah, Tyreek Hill is uncatchable. He's like, if you ever tried to catch a butterfly with a net, it's fucking hard. He's just tough to fucking catch. Then you got Hardman, who is the great value Tyreek Hill, who just rips off a 71-yard, 50-yard run or whatever, just fucking around. Travis Kelce is
Tyreek Hill without the baggage, if you will.
Oh, that's a good point.
Off the field baggage. Anyway, go ahead.
Ooh. But no, Edwards-Helaire got shut down. The Bills, I think, planned well for that. But I mean, holy shit! I mean, then you got Mahomes when he doesn't have a broken ass toe. Like he's a threat on the ground. Like I don't think they're ever gonna have him do a designed run play again for the rest of his career, though.
Mhm.
But I mean, and then the defense shows up. The defense gets picks. They play tight coverage. They've got a solid run D. I mean, Buffalo really. They did give up Josh Allen had what, like 90 yards on the ground. Like that's a problem. But I don't think they're gonna have to worry about that next week. Brady.
No, that's not happening.
Fucking sack of bricks on his back when he's running. So I don't know. Give me that proof and evidence though that you did some market research into, Bob. Huh?
Yeah. So Chiefs went down 3-0. They scored to go up 7-3. They were actually winning 10-3, and then they were down, like you said. Oh no, wait, that was me. 20-10.
I disagree.
With 2:35 to go in the third quarter. You disagree.
Well, where are you reading that? You're reading that on InfoWars, huh? I want your sources, Mitchy.
If you allow, can you have screen sharing?
I don't think I can't, for security reasons. I can't allow you to screen share on Zoom, man. It's
okay. Well, I'll share my source. It's actually ESPN.
I'll tell you what. You know what I'll do? I'll tell you because the fans obviously the fans want to see it. I just enabled screen sharing. Show me your proof. Show your work, huh? Yeah, ESPN. That's a liberal website. We don't. That's they're. It's a flawed. Okay, what is
there?
It
is, ladies and gentlemen. There
clearly doctored. He's got Photoshop in the background, so he just
But also another thing you were saying that the Chiefs won't do a designed run again. I agree with you there. It was so funny. Like some of the tweets, people like there were certain like NFL running backs being like, SMH, this is why you love running backs. It's like, shut up. He can run the ball as a quarterback too. Like, and they use him for that all the time. Oh my God. It's like Joe Burrow. Yeah. Our offensive line was terrible for for the first few weeks, but then he got sacked on a normal freaking play. And people, oh God, I can't believe the coaches put him out there. It's like, okay, you put him out there in a situation where there's 11 monsters on the other side trying to kill him. Yeah, that's just the game. I get like maybe don't run him 15 times a game, but it was like, what was it, a 3rd and short? They're just trying to get a quick little sweep for a first down. You've seen him. How many times have you seen Mahomes do that where he just gets the edge and just kind of prances out of bounds and nobody touches him? Like no one's saying anything about that. Give it to the running back should be running the ball. It's like, shut up. Dude.
I think in his contract.
That's just annoying.
He's the $500 million man. I mean, he's the number one athlete on planet Earth right now. But here's what what's crazy about his contract.
He's the number one athlete on planet Earth right now. I think he's playing.
You know, value. Okay, I'm sure there's some fucking Russian javelin thrower that's a fucking better. I'm saying he's the most valuable athlete on planet Earth. Let me rephrase it.
Okay, I guess. I don't know. I think number one athlete on planet Earth, Tom Brady, might be cemented there.
Yeah, Tom Brady's pliable, baby. He's pliable.
I'm not talking about he's not Michael Vick, but like he is an athlete. I'm not saying he's gonna be faster or jump, but he's the number one athlete right now in the world.
What's the definition of an athlete? If he can't do athletic things like run or jump or skip or hop, I'm pretty sure that he can throw. Yeah, he's a niche athlete. Patrick Mahomes is. You're wrong again, Mitchie. You're just hitting L's all fucking day this month.
Oh my God.
Anyway, the Bills are frauds. They stink. The Chiefs. I mean,
here we go again. Anytime somebody loses, they're a fraud.
They're a fraud. If the Chiefs had lost, you know what I would have said? I would have said they're a fraud because they haven't covered in 9 straight games. They're a fraud. They lost to the fucking Bills. They're a fraud. If a good team wins, a bad team loses, and losing teams are frauds. There's 30 other frauds right now in this league, including the Bengals. Bengals are the biggest frauds out there.
The Bengals are not fraud. Dude, a fraud is like someone that they're egging you on. They look like they're good. And they're like, are we sure if they're good or not? And then no, they're just getting lucky. They're winning and then they lose. And you're like, ha, I knew it.
Joe Burrow got hurt.
Bengals
Your offensive line is a fraud.
You know who would be a fraud? I don't know. Maybe a team that looked like they were going to go to the playoffs and then lost by 30 in the game they needed.
Yeah. I don't know what you're talking about.
It was the Miami Football Dolphins.
I don't remember that. I think
maybe a team that wins on a play where their quarterback, who isn't their quarterback because they're obsessed with this guy they drafted that sucks, got his face mask pulled, chucked it up, threw an unbelievable, just miracle play for them to stay alive in the playoff race, and they won that game. And everyone's like, I don't know about these guys. And then they get
Fitzpatrick's a family man.
4 touchdowns by their division rival.
Fitzpatrick went to Harvard. He went to Harvard, man. He's a family man. He's a good man. All right.
I love him. I think he's incredible. He's an awesome guy.
You're
Yeah.
attacking. You're attacking.
I'm attacking the organization and Tua Tagovailoa.
Tua Tagovailoa. Anyways, the Bills are frauds. By the way, I've got a compelling argument as to why Josh Allen is the most overrated quarterback in the league. All right, he's got the most overrated career thus far. If you're a Buffalo fan, plug your ears. Josh Allen is 0-2 versus Mahomes. Okay, he's 0-2 versus Mahomes. He's 2-2 in the playoffs. By the way, Mitch, if you don't know what that means he's won and lost the exact same amount of games as he has won and lost. He stunk for the first couple of years. He had the worst completion percentage of any quarterback in the entire league. Then he gets what? He gets one shiny toy. He gets Stephon Diggs, and Stephon Diggs fucking carries him in his career. He has more career rushing touchdowns than Lamar, yet he doesn't get the running back treatment, right? Oh, Lamar's pretty good for a running back. He doesn't get the running back treatment, even though he's got more career rushing touchdowns than him. He's a fraud MVP candidate, Mitchy. By the way, I stole all that from a comment I saw on Instagram, and I thought it was pretty good. I've tried to make it sound like it was mine. I stole it. But Josh Allen is a fraud.
Yeah. I have several problems with.
Also, imagine thinking he's a top 5 QB and 4 crying emojis. I also said that I'm going to say that in my original thoughts. Hashtag shout out FN Dabs. I stole it from him.
Do you think that the reason he doesn't get the running back treatment, I'm not sure. I think I have an idea. I think maybe the reason he doesn't get the running back treatment is that he is significantly better at throwing the ball than Lamar Jackson. That might be part of it. How about the fact that he's never turned the ball over in the red zone? Or maybe he's fumbled a couple times, but he's never thrown a pick. He's got like 30. How about what was that? So he had 2 touchdowns. Did he run for 1? He had 2 touchdowns yesterday. I'm not sure how many Stephon Diggs had throughout the year. He was excellent, don't get me wrong. But Josh Allen had a total of 52 touchdowns. Going into that game last night, 50 touchdowns he accounted for. The Bills had punted the ball 49 times the whole year.
Yeah. You forgot one thing, Mitchy.
You should just mute yourself. Why don't you mute yourself?
White male. He's a white male. And that's disgusting. That's disgusting. In today's day and age, he should – I mean, like, how could you be white? That's horrible.
I don't get where you're going with that, but I tell you what, Josh Allen, I'm looking right now. What's I'm trying to find Stephon Diggs he didn't really do anything yesterday, did he?
No, I took my mortal lock this week.
I had a little bit, 6 catches, 77 yards.
Fuck. I took him over 94 for my mortal lock this week. Hey, the Chiefs blanketed him. The Chiefs blanketed Stephon Diggs all fucking day, so I don't feel bad. The game was great.
Reach into a carton of warm, crispy, golden.
Man, that's a McDonald's. McDonald's is not a sponsor.
In return with just one.
I thought it was time for a sponsor update.
Oh yeah, McDonald's. They are sponsoring the morning after. Go out there, get yourself a nice BV McRib. It's organic. It's fair trade certified. It's made out of real ribs. Go get yourself a McRib. It's super good. Get yourself a Big Mac as well. And
also, I stand corrected. I want to apologize.
Okay.
For going after you on your point about Josh Allen being a fraud, because update Stephon Diggs, you were saying how he carried him, right?
Uh-huh.
I gotta apologize. He had 10 of Josh Allen's 52 touchdowns.
Yeah,
so he really did put a big dent in that number.
No,
yeah.
Thank you for the apology.
That's on me.
Oh, you're right. I appreciate you manning up. And
yeah.
I think we've covered it, man. I think the Packers are frauds, the Bills are frauds. Oh, by the way, I put a shitload of money though on Chiefs -3. And then as a responsible gambler, you know what I did, Mitchy? I took the money out and put it back into my bank account. And after yesterday, I still finished down 3 units. That's pretty good. Down bad, as the kids would say. And Lenny, by the way, if I could, by the way, where the fuck is Lenny? A great fucking question.
It's a morning, so
yeah, he's probably
really tough for him.
Probably in his crack house, all cracked out on crack cocaine, more than likely with his crack friends. notable intravenous drug user, Lenny Jets. Yesterday, Lenny Jets, let me name you some of his bets. By the way, he calls me up. He treats me like I'm a fucking bookie, right? Has he ever heard of my bookie? Which, by the way, I shouldn't say them out loud. They're not as front of the show. But have you ever heard of? He goes, hey man, let me place a couple bets for you. And first and foremost, I was like, Lenny, DraftKings and FanDuel explicitly say I am the only one to be using this account. So the fact that you're even asking me this is just, I mean, grow up first and foremost. But he calls me up.
Crossing a line.
By the way, you listen to this scumbag. He texted me yesterday. He goes, hey, I want Packers -3 and Bills +3. That's all he texted. I'm like, have you ever heard of maybe, I don't know, gambling etiquette? Do you want to like give me like maybe how much money you want on that, or like any of, what do you want me to do? What am I to do with this one text? I want Bills +3, Packers -3. What the fuck? Anyways, he took Stephon Diggs for 2+ touchdowns for $10. Then he goes, oh, then I want Josh Allen over 37 rushing yards, $10. By the way, he hit that one. Then he goes, I want under 53.5 for the Bucks Pack game, $30. I want Devontae Adams to be the first touchdown scorer, $10. Under Bills Chiefs 54.5, $10. You're getting where this is going. Parlay, by the way, Packers -3 and Bills +3, $30. And I want Bills money line for $100. If you're keeping track at home, Mitchy, Josh Allen had over 37 rushing yards, and that's it. The guy can't pick a fucking, holy shit. And I totally baited him too. I'm like, dude, you're gonna only do $10, $10, $10. You should hammer the Bills money line. He's like, I'm not gonna do that. I'm like, are you a real Bills fan? He's like, all right, I'll do $100. I'm like, you fucking idiot. That's not gonna win. Anyways.
Hey, hindsight's 2020, but that Josh Allen 37 rushing yards seems really low. I mean, obviously he ran for 88, but don't you feel like it feels like I'd be like, okay, I'll take.
Well, yeah, well,
usually
most of the time it's like 20 to 40. Which keep in mind for most quarterback, like if I had Joe Burrow 40 rushing yards in this game, like that's gonna go under. Like most quarterback, but he's a fucking tank.
Yeah, but they don't. It's not. You're not designing runs for.
I think that pretty much in the first 6 minutes of the game, by the way, because with Allen, I mean, my God, if you play man coverage and there's not a spy on him, he's gonna take off and he rips off 18, 21 yards at a time. It's so easy for that prop to cash if they.
Hey, one thing I will also say is Josh Allen. I am a big supporter of him. I think he's awesome. There's just a little bit of the bad Josh still there of like,
it's all
what are you doing on certain no, it's not, but on like the stiff arming a defensive tackle 15 yards behind the line of scrimmage and doing this over, throw the ball away. I mean, my God, like, but the second one that he did, the game was over. But that first sack that he took for like 25-yard loss, I mean, what are you doing, man? Like, get out of the pocket and throw it away. Like, I'm sure he's, that's like the main thing he's got to fix, or he knew that those were, big mess ups, but he's just doing it again and again and again, where he just, I love that he tries to keep plays alive, and sometimes he makes unbelievable, it's just, cut your losses every now and then. But one thing we should do is just a little preview, preliminary thoughts of the Super Bowl and wrap this thing up.
Yeah, we'll wrap this puppy up. I mean, I've been giving my quick takes. I mean, my goodness, I'm rapid fire over here, and you're just writing novels and essays for the fans. I think I've gotten in 12 words this episode, Mitchy. My goodness. We got a little preliminary preview for the Super Bowl, Mitchy. Why don't you pull that up for the fans?
Okay.
Not ESPN.com. All right, I refuse.
Okay, yeah, great. So we got the Chiefs -3.5,
and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. The Chiefs are -3.5, by the way.
Yeah, so like we said earlier on in the show, it's tough to it's gonna be tough to go against the Chiefs, but also tough to go against Tom Brady. I mean, this game we are going to have in the next 2 weeks per usual. And I don't mind it if my team was in here. I'd want them to be milking every single story, but man, we are going to have a million reasons to love and hate each of these teams. Probably just love. They love going with the sentimental stories, but geez, Tom Brady going for his 7th. Gosh, I think this is going to be a field goal game. I think that Kansas City.
think I'm just
Yeah, I
gonna
can't
do
make my definitive pick right now. I think field goal game right now. I think when we get down to game time, I'll probably just say Tom Brady, and I'll be rooting for him.
God, you're right. I fucking hate this game. I'm probably just gonna get a 55% profit boost to celebrate the 55th edition of the big game. Well, fuck yeah, I'm opting into that. It's probably gonna be like, oh, max wager $7, scumbags. Shout out DraftKings, love the friends of the show. By the way, what sportsbook do you use, Mitchy?
I'd go through the draft game.
Wait, is that legal? And I don't want to dox you. I almost doxed you there, but actually, I technically have doxed you because I'm making a joke that you don't have a sports book, and that eliminates like 8 states. So if the fans are ravenous and they want to find ya, they just took 8 states off their search. Anyways, Mitchie's a bum. He doesn't even have a sports book. Like what a joke that is. Huh? Unbelievable. Grow up. How do you bet against Tom Brady? But how do you bet against the Kansas City Chiefs, Mitchie? How do you do it? I bet against Tom Brady in 2 straight games. Cost me 4 digits worth of units and money and bad stuff. But last night when the lines came out, Chiefs -3, fucking hammered. Right now you can get Chiefs -3 for mine. Juice is 117. Bucks is 105. But I think last night Bucks +3 was like +102 or something like that. So I hate that. If it comes down to a field goal, how lame is that going to be, by the way? Like,
I would imagine it would have been a great game up until that point.
A push in the Super Bowl, it's going to be so lame.
What do you mean? It wouldn't be a push. It's 3.5.
No, I have 3 on DraftKings. Where do you see 3.5?
I don't know. I think I looked at it this morning. I'm not sure where I got it.
Check out your MyBookie account. Throw some crypto in there and see if they'll give you the lines.
Yeah, I don't know. But I don't think that thing's gonna stay at.
I think it's probably gonna go up. I think people are gonna. God. Here's what I'll say as we wrap this up, Mitchie. This game reminds me an awful lot of Peyton Manning's Broncos going up against Russell Wilson's Seahawks. All right. And the reason why I say that, it sounds stupid at first.
You're not that funny. I just had something really great happen. I'll tell you about it off camera.
I am that funny, but first and foremost. It reminds me of that game. In that game, Peyton Manning had the #1 offense. Seahawks had the #1 defense. And everyone was like, oh, I got to take the offense. Statistically, a good defense shutdowns. Like statistically, when I don't know if the Bucs have the #1 defense. I don't think they do. But their defense this postseason has been lights out.
Very good.
You called the Murphy Bunting pick. I mean, that was
I was going nuts.
I was so pissed when that happened because he did it obviously as a joke, and I was like, "Fuck!" He actually got the pick. It's stupid.
He was the only pick I think that Rodgers threw.
Yeah, it was a hold. That was a hold on that play, by the way. Bullshit.
Oh yeah, it was a hold.
But no, it reminds me of that game because what happened? The #1 offense, the #1 defense, and the final score of that game was like 43-8 or something.
It was so hard.
The Seahawks defense absolutely fucking shut down Peyton Manning's offense, who was like the best ever. I don't know. I've got Devin White and Levante David, and some of those guys on the defensive line. Shaq Barrett is starting to. Shaq Burrell. Barrett. It's Shaq Barrett. Yeah, Shaq Barrett is heating up. JPP, I don't even know how he's still like in the league, but like he's old 2 in the pink, 1 in the stink fella, right? He's over there fucking getting sacks. I mean, they just got Vita Vea back, which made a huge difference in the run game. They got Ndamukong Suh is going to stomp your neck. You got those 2 fucking generational talents at linebacker. You got now their safeties are going to be tough because they were playing with 2 backups in the last game. But you got Murphy Bunting, who's got a pick in every single game of this postseason. You got Jamal Dean. You got the other guy on the other side, whatever, 32 or 24. Like that defense is fucking legitimate. And then guess what? You got Tom Brady, Mike Evans, Ronald Jones, playoff Lenny on the other side. I mean, come on. I mean, like that's a good fucking football team.
Playoff Lenny's touchdown was like that had to have been the most exhilarating thing for people that took that bet of like he's gonna score because he just vintage LSU running people over. But I like your point you brought up, the Seahawks and Broncos. I think obviously you weren't saying it's exactly the same.
Yeah. Yeah.
but I think the Bucs defense is playing very, very well. It's not, there's zero chance. If the Kansas City Chiefs ended up with 8 points in this game, I would shave half of my head and dye the other side of the hair.
Wait. If what happens, you'll do what?
I've already made that. That's like my go-to. This is never going to happen. Shave half my head, the other side I'll dye purple.
Bullshit.
But I mean, holy cow! Like that's not going to happen. Okay. The game is already. It's interesting to think about this. But this may be a topic for the future, though. But I think the game has already changed so much, even though that Super Bowl was not that long ago. Though, because it's like, okay, the Seahawks defense was maybe was one of the greatest of all time. But like Peyton Manning's best offense ever. Think about what that offense looks like compared to what Mahomes' offense. It's just not even. They aren't. You can't even compare anything to what the Chiefs do. So that's the only part where it's like, I don't care who you have on defense. They're getting 20 points. You know what I mean? So it'll just that's where I think I think it'll be a shootout.
Who are you looking at the total? Total's like 50, 56. What do you
Oh my
think?
gosh! Yeah, I think I saw it at 57. I know where I saw it. I saw it on the Barstool.
God, seriously. I mean, I mean, I've already been doxxed. Lenny already told the fans I live in the state of Tennessee. If Barstool came down to Tennessee, I'll get rid of every other sports book. Barstool Sportsbook is so fucking cool. They've got all these crazy prop bets and all. I mean, it's fucking dope.
Yeah, that's what I want too. I mean, it's such a ridiculous. I mean, it's such a ridiculous thing. It's something that years from now we'll look back on as like, yeah, at one point you could bet money on a football game in whatever Michigan, but you couldn't in, I don't know, for example, Ohio, right? Or Kentucky.
Fucking stupid is that? Yeah. Oh no, you can't gamble on sports, but there is a state lottery that we make hundreds. I mean, what the fuck? It's all politics. It's just the reason that weed isn't legal in XYZ states. It's the same reason why you can't do that. It's all politics, right?
You know what was funny is they were shout out to Yanni P and Chrissy D over on History Hyenas. They're awesome. But they did a little episode on Bernie Madoff, and they were talking about Ponzi schemes and whatnot, and they did a great job. Awesome episode. But they were just saying how you could smoke a joint in a certain state right now and go to jail for 5 years, and then like you could steal $500 million, and then you're canceled. Or you have to lay low for a little bit. Like it's fun.
Mark my words, the Degenerates +3, AQT with Mitchy STEEZ, the morning after, Making a Degenerate, the blog. It's all going to turn into a Ponzi scheme at some point. Mark my words, for sure. We're going to take your money. By the way, if you want to buy a T-shirt, I don't want to go over there. It's like 3 feet away. It's too far away. But if you want to buy a T-shirt, bit.ly/degensmerch. Go buy a T-shirt. Give me your money. All right, and that's the only way, by the way, to become an official friend of the show. Jade, I think we have her in our network. Jade, the audacity. She's like, I'm a friend of the show. And I'm like, have you bought a shirt? She's like, no, I don't want to. And I'm like, not a friend of the show then, right? Like, what the fuck? I even put her on because she was trying to like, oh, can I get a discount? No, the whole point is I make money. That's the whole fucking point.
Hey, one thing I will say for Jade though, we'll give her a break because she's a St. Louis Cardinals fan. That's kind of on brand.
Yeah, Pujols, right?
Yeah, I believe so. Nice.
Funniest last name ever, Pujols. You can't beat that. Anyways, I'll probably take Chiefs money line. I got a good feeling about them in that game. I mean, I think they're going to probably 3-peat. They're the next dynasty. But anyways, I'm about to go off on 17 other things here. Let's wrap this up, Mitchy. I've been trying to wrap this up for the last 45 minutes. All right, you just keep yapping over that. I mean, my gosh, this is. Good episode, though. This was a fun one to film. I mean, we only had 2 games. I think we got some good commentary. What do you think the fans are going to think about this one, Mitchy?
I think they're going to. I certainly hope they love it.
I think they're going to love it. We have a lot of fans. Millions. Hundreds of millions. I predict this video will get a lot of views. Any ending commentary, Mitchy, before we wrap this puppy up?
We got Play-by-Play Mitch on Twitch, also on Instagram. I got a broadcast that we're doing Wednesday night, UC against Wichita State, if you want to tune on in.
Have some class, man. I mean, why would you plug that? I mean, that's just like, come on.
Like, it's something that I'm doing. I guess my ending commentary might be fans' thoughts on, Mitchy Nice Clothes, or if you'd prefer me to be dressed down, more of the common man type of deal.
Or the common man. I'm sure we'll get a couple comments that will give you an opinion. for sure, for sure. But
Nope.
and yeah, by the way, Mitchy, look at all these $2 bills, by the way. That's pretty
Wow.
cool, right?
It's really neat.
Pretty dope.
That's
like
sick.
the-
Yeah.
$2, $2 bills.
Also, one more thing I'll say is that when we bring on ATQ or AQT
QT.
with Mitchy STEEZ, we'll be talking some
AQT.
basketball. I had a hot take as we begin to wrap up from Antony. I got a text on Saturday night, something to the effect of, "Hey, I'm watching Golden State, and this Curry can really shoot the ball." So look forward to some more steaming hot basketball takes.
I took I took Jazz -7 in that game, but like he's pretty good. He's pretty good. I'm looking forward to it. By the way, real before then we're gonna wrap it. Then we're gonna wrap it up after this. After this, we're gonna wrap it up. What can the fans expect with AQT with Mitchy STEEZ? Once the NFL season ends, probably transition into like a weekly AQT with Mitchy STEEZ. What does AQT stand for? Who's Mitchy STEEZ? What can the fans expect from the show?
Well, I'm Mitchy STEEZ. AQT is Antony's quick takes. All right. So the idea is that I know you guys are probably what you're probably thinking. Yeah, right. Does that even exist where he can talk like for a short amount of time? However, we are going to be slowly learning our friend Antony up on basketball. Because actually, prior to starting up the next gen, D-Gen's entire sports conglomerate, Antony really had only watched Miami Dolphin football games. So he's learning about more other sports. So it's going to be a lot of college basketball and NBA, and should be a lot of fun.
Rock jock. That's I'm learning new things every day, Bob. Anyways, solid episode there, dude. I think we're all set. Do you want any closing words, or do
I think I just did that. Yeah.
stop recording? Do I just hit that little button right here?
That's all you got to do.
Say one more. Try to say one more thing.
No.